Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Hello and welcome to this week's Countryside here on Manx Radio. I'm Simon Clark.
And I'm Kiri Kermode. This week we pop along to the Southern District Agricultural Show.
We talk to some of the people displaying animals for the first time, some new breeds, and some vintage machinery that was on display, plus speaking to all the prize winners on the day. Well, the weather just about held off, Kiri, for the Southern District Agricultural Show, didn't it? We looked gloomy all day, and it was just when that final parade was starting that it started to rain a little bit.
It really did. When the lorries came in to pick up the livestock, they got very, very soaked loading up their animals. But what a fabulous day, Simon. It stayed warm, people were in shorts and T-shirt, and so much to see and do, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were there on the Saturday, walking round about, of course, and then in the ring later on, which we spoke to the reserves and the supreme champions and the judges and the president, who were all there for the Southern District Agricultural Show. But first of all, we had a trip round the field and bumped into many people. And you caught up with Peter Quayle, who had a new breed.
It's a Cimbra, which is a cross between a Brahman and a Simmental. They're a well-known and recognised breed, registered breed in South Africa and Australia. We've just tried some with our Simmental cows. We've got some really nice calves. They've got great growth rate. They're quite easily calved. They're naturally polled, but the growth is amazing. And also the meat marbling is different, so the tenderness is supposed to be better than some other breeds.
So what made you experiment with these two breeds, Peter?
We have some vets, South African vets from Milan Vets, Wade and Marty, that's probably two of the best vets on the island, and they recommended, and they've always said that they're the best cattle you can get in South Africa. So we just thought that, and my friend Willie Christian's got a good bull, so we were lucky enough to be able to put 5 heifers. We end up with 5 nice calves, and we just wait and see how they progress.
So are you looking to sell these? This is an entire male, a bull, for the future?
Yes, had one or two interested. Thought might do a job on a dairy herd, just the easy calving, naturally polled, but the growth rate could do a job on the dairy industry, because with them using a lot more sex semen now, there's more scope for beef bulls, and this could just fit the market. That
is very true, and like you say, with them being polled, it saves a lot of work. It can be an awful lot of hassle getting staff to dehorn and all the things that go with it. Peter, how do they get on with the climate? Because we're very different to South Africa.
Well, I think with the fact they're crossed with the Simmental, it puts a bit extra coat on them, but they are normally in warmer countries. We sometimes have nice summers. We had a nice summer last year, didn't we?
We certainly did. And to be honest, this last few weeks has been nice as well. But what age is he, Peter? Because he's standing very big here, and our listeners can have a look on the website for a photograph of him.
Well, he's only 10 months, so he's done lots of growing, but he is quite naturally grown. We haven't pushed him in any way. He's just growing on nicely.
And has the Southern District struggled to find a class for this type of beast? Or
now that is a touchy subject. They're in the any other varieties, but he was competing against a big Charolais bull of Jonathan Quine's, a super bull, and one of Alan Sanders' Simmental bulls, so he didn't have a chance, but he walked well and he looked nice, but he's only half the size.
Yeah, well, he is only young, and there will definitely be another day for him. But it's great to see farmers with innovation to create something new. You know, it's always important, isn't it, to have something a bit different. You know, market trends change, don't they?
They do. It's just a bit of fun as well, actually. But it's just nice at the Southern Show. We've got great crowds here today. The amount of work that goes into the show is unbelievable. So it's nice after last year to have a great day. Oh, it's not a great day, but there is lots and lots of people here, and there are lots of people walk past, and they're just attracted to this the longer ears and the dewlap. An unmistakable change of breed, so it has caused quite a lot of interest.
And certainly not just for the general public, but the farmers too.
Yes, I've teased one or two that they might be going to buy, but they don't sound so keen so far.
Well, I just bumped into the Minister for Jeffrey Boot. Enjoying yourself at the Southern?
Absolutely, and the weather's somewhat better than it was last year, thank goodness. Let's hope the rain holds off, but very good turnout.
Yes, there is, and it's great to see the enthusiasm that's here. I suppose some of them maybe missed it last year because of the predicted weather, but they're here in force this weekend, certainly.
Pent-up demand, shall we call it? But no, it is good. And if the weather holds off, I'm sure it's going to be one of the better shows that they've had over the last few years.
And what's your particular favourite? I mean, everyone has their favourite bits for looking at. I know you've got to be impartial in every area, but as a personal choice, not as a work choice.
Well, I'd have to say the DEFA tent is exceptionally good and well worth a visit. But we've just come from the produce tent and had a look at the flowers and produce that the people are showing, and that'll get me in the right groove for our own produce, Cronkovody and Peel and St John's in due course, having a look at what the competition's like.
Yeah, so that's what makes these so special, isn't it? A lot of people come for the livestock, a lot of people come for the different areas, the homemade crafts and stuff that the WI do. You know, you don't get to see it on display many places.
No, it's great, and for a small island, we have 2 agricultural shows, and they're both well attended if the weather's good. And I take my hat off to the farmers who show animals. There's a heck of a lot of work goes into showing animals, and there's certainly a good turnout here. And 2 weeks' time, it'll be the same, I'm sure, at Knockalo.
Robin Settery, you're, I think, well involved with the Southern Vintage Engine and Tractor Club.
Yes, I'm the secretary. We brought an engine down. It used to be at Tynwald Mills. We think it powered the line shafts for the actual mills themselves. But we've got it just running on tick over now. Save a bit on fuel as well.
Right, well, what is it? I see it's got a Crossley name on it.
It's a Crossley 1085 engine. It's rated at 13 horsepower, and it was sold to Tynwald Mills in 1929, September the 19th. Last year we were across at the Anson Engine Museum, and they hold the records for that, so we've got the written proof of when it was manufactured.
So what is she powered by? I see a big piston going up and down there.
Yeah, it's a petrol engine, but it's petrol paraffin. It's only on petrol at the moment because we can't get it hot enough to run on the paraffin. So we've got a big cooling tank at the back. That's just full of water, and it's thermal circulation. As the hot water rises, the cold water comes through the bottom and cools it down.
Now she looks like a single cylinder. You can see the conrod and the piston coming in and out there. It must be a fair old bore on it though.
It looks about 6 inches, but we've never actually measured anything. It's a horizontal engine, so the piston's running from left to right rather than up and down as a vertical engine.
But 1929 is it, this one?
It is, yeah. Serial number 105202.
Wow, they must have made a few of them then.
Well, it's all consecutive numbers.
Yeah. But you don't see these very often, are they quite rare?
I've not seen another one like it. I've seen one on YouTube, which is a 14 horsepower, which must have been a later model. But it's the very, very similar, in appearance.
So was it sort of running when you got it, or have you had to do a bit of modification to it?
We've had to make manifolds for the exhaust and for the cooling, and make an adapter for the inlets as well as repair the magneto. I've had to put another coil in there. But as you can see, it's up and running, and that's the main thing.
Is she difficult to start up if she stops?
In the right circumstances, she'll start straight away. But it's just keep on top of everything.
Yeah. Well, she's fair shaking backwards and forwards there. So, and it was used for what mainly? Powering the mill.
Powering the line shafts at the mills.
Right.
That's what we think it's for. And then, as far as we know, it went on to the forestry board after that. But we're not sure about that.
Well, it's a fine example, and it's great to see it down here at the Southern Show today. Yeah,
it's first time out at this one. We've been to Colby with it last week, and we're at St Mark's Fair with it. Been to St Mark's Country Park with it as well. So it's only had about half a dozen outings, but a lot of people have looked at it. There's still a bit more work to do. Relocate the fuel tank and alter a few of the bits, but it's going. It's showing interest, and people are enjoying it.
Well, Philip Hampton, contractor here in the Isle of Man. You've been in the the show ring displaying the forage harvest. I don't think I've ever seen one of them going around the show ring before.
Not for a long time, I wouldn't have thought. It's not brand new, so it's just here as a demonstration thing to show off some of the modern equipment to the general public.
Yeah, but it's a fine machine, that, because you had the combine in behind it as well.
Yeah. No, it's just a couple of big machines to try and show the public what we've got and what we work with, really.
Yeah, because we all remember when we were kids, there was always a combine at the show that you were allowed to go and look at and sit on, wasn't it? And this is something for the younger generation to look at.
That's the thing. The children do get amazed by large machines, I suppose. Like, adds to the excitement and the wow factor.
Yeah. But I mean, in general, of course, a contract around the Isle of Man, I suppose it's been a difficult time weather-wise, with people trying to squeeze it all in at the same time, is it? Particularly with silage?
Yeah, well, that's why we've gone to such large machines, because we can do now in a day what used to take a week.
I remember when I was a kid, one farm had a big spud harvester, the other had a combine, and everyone used to help them do their spuds or combine, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, it's nice when everyone can work together and you can help each other out to get the job done, really.
Yeah. All right, let's get talking to these big people here. What's your name?
Alexandra. Chloe.
And Chloe. And what have you seen today at this show?
Sheep.
Sheep? Is that all?
Cows.
Cows as well?
Yeah.
What else?
Rabbits.
Rabbits? Where?
Bunnies. Cats.
Cats? Any zebras or camels?
Mummy. No.
Yeah.
Nobody can see that look that I just had. Pardon?
And we've seen a fluorescent orange sheep.
Fluorescent orange sheep. Oh dear, are they from outer space?
Like that.
Oh right, them ones.
Yellow sheep.
Yellow sheep.
We've also seen cows.
Well, there we are. Some of the kids enjoying themselves there. Philip Hampton before that, the contractor, enjoying his day with his daughter. Robin Sentry from the Vintage Southern District and Vintage Tractor Club. And the Minister, Geoffrey Boot. And before that, Peter Quayle with his... What was that breed again?
The Cimbra. A lovely animal as well. And he does definitely stand out, doesn't he, Simon, with his big ears and his maybe slight hump in his shoulders there too.
Indeed. Well, after we went round the showfield talking to various people, it was time for the grand parade, and everyone gathered. A big crowd, wasn't there, Kiri?
Huge crowd this year.
And they all witnessed all the champions of each group, which are invited to parade round the ring. 2 laps, I think they did in this year's. And then the judge was announced for the day by the President, Simon Fithian, and it was Ian Farragher who was named as the judge. And wow, he went up and down them lines quite a few times, moving animals in and out, didn't he, before he got that final 6, I think it was, at the end. And then he picked his prize winners. Well, in 4th place, or 3rd reserve, was a delighted Ned Kenyock.
Ned, what a huge day it's been for you and Sylvia here with the heavy horses.
This is the highlight of the year for us. They don't come along very often, but when they do, I'm over the moon.
And what great success, a lifetime's work.
Absolutely. Been coming here for 17 years trying to get into the final line out.
Oh my word.
And here we are now.
And how do you feel?
Wonderful, wonderful. and so does she. She's really excited, but she's a good horse. And
and there we are, words from her as well. That was a very happy Ned Kenyock with his horse Daisy.
Captured the emotion in that one, wasn't there? And it was great to see something like that happening after all them years of trying. Just getting to that final parade was enough, wasn't it?
Oh, it really was. The delight in Sylvia Murray and Ned Kenyock. They worked tirelessly with the horses and down on the trams at the promenade there. So great credit to them.
Yeah. You're listening to a special Countryside on this week's programme, bringing you coverage from the Southern District Agricultural Show 2019. The 2nd reserve, or 3rd place, went to the Creer family from Ballaglonny and Crosby, and it was a magnificent Texel Tup.
So very, very pleased with that, Simon.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's a 2-year-old ram. I actually own him in partnership with 2 other Texel breeders, but we we bought him for his superior figures and shape, conformation, and the way he moves on his legs. Like he's a real tool, that for a proper job. Like
he's a fine ram.
Lambs have done well off him too. They were winning the classes today, like so. Yeah. So good breeding comes through, like so.
Well, the good thing is, I suppose one of the advantages you haven't got 3 or 4 sheep.
No, I got a few sheep.
But it was a long time coming. Ian taking that choice there. He went backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he done a good job. The Shirley bull that won was a fine bull, and Vicky's cow was an exceptional cow. So it's spread amongst the beef, the dairy, and the sheep. Like they could have on another day, another judge. It could have been anyway. Like it could have been the other way around. But the 3 tremendous animals that was pulled out. Like so.
Yeah. But how important? Ned with his horse.
The horse was a great horse as well. Yeah.
But how important is it for you as a big family and big into the sheep? How is it important to have a great ram like that?
It's very, very important. It's shop window really. Like we sell our rams local and grass fed. This was a grass fed ram. It's just nice to see him going on and doing well. Like he's a very easy fleshed ram. He's got in his genetics, he's got a thing called positive fat, which basically means he puts flesh on easy. And the ram was out there. He hadn't had any food whatsoever. We've just had him on a bit of clover and ryegrass, like
and that'd be the first time that one's shown.
He was shown in a show and sale, but that's the first time he's been shown.
He's not used to the Manx weather yet, you see, is he? But you're happy enough with that, and then you'll be showing it again in the Royal?
Yeah, show again at the Royal Manx, but another day, another judge, can be totally different. So
well done. You've not come away empty-handed, and you've got a marvellous piece there.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you.
Danny Creer there telling us a little bit about that wonderful Texel tup that he had on display that took the second reserve. Well, first reserve, or runner-up on the day, was Neil Masson and Vicky Sloan Masson's Holstein cow. Is it a heifer?
No, she's a second carver, 4-year-old second carver. So she's off to get milk now. It's been a long day for her.
Runner-up today was very close, and Ian took a long time to decide which he was going to pick today.
It did take a while.
But I mean, how pleased are you? It's always nice to get the Supreme Champion, but the runner-up spot.
Yeah, it's just nice to get out here. It's nice to have the champion of your breed to get out here in the first place.
And a great history with the Holsteins that you have, haven't you? They go back a long way in your family.
My dad bred Holsteins. He was one of the first persons to bring the Holsteins onto the island, and I just love the breed. So easy to work with, the temperament, and they give you what you put into them. So we gathered up a few of the really old cow families that actually originated from Canada. So and we've still got them in the herd today. So
really,
that's nice.
So you've been spreading over quite a few years. You've been keeping this line going then.
Yeah.
But you've had great success in the past with these sort of family and homebred ones like these.
Yeah, they just seem to be keeping coming through, so we must be doing something right.
Runner-up first reserve at the Southern District 2019 Agricultural Show was Vicky Sloan Masson and Neil Masson's Holstein cow. I was talking there to Vicky and getting a great bit of history about the Holsteins, of how they started them off and still breeding them today, which is fabulous, Kiri, isn't it?
They're a great young family, and the children are actively involved with the young handlers as well. And to see them just come up the ranks, it's like they served their apprenticeship, and to stand in that final lineup. And like Vicky said, it's hard to get through those dairy classes to even get to the Grand Parade. So credit to the family.
Well, the winner of the 2019 Southern District Agricultural Show and the honour of being called Supreme Champion this year was the Quine family from Ballakillia in Bride with their Charolais bull. And Kiri, you caught up with Jonathan just after the awards had been announced, and well, he was pretty emotional.
It's been some performance, some day. How do you feel, Jonathan?
Knackered. Absolutely tired. It was a shock. I didn't expect this.
And what does it mean to you in the family, Jonathan?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot. I've never seen a man with so much emotion. You've got the whole family around you. You've had short wool champions, you've had long wool champions, you've been always the bridesmaid, and here it is, the champion of champions.
It's worth it.
You know, how did you know he was always quite special?
Well, even when he was first born, there was just something about him. He showed himself ever since he was a calf. He took your eye, and you tend to stick with that, don't you?
But it's a team effort there at home. Yep. The family is fully around you, Jonathan.
Yep, everybody's with me.
And even, I believe, Jenny, as a new addition to the family.
Yes, she had a little boy Thursday.
So this rounds off the week just perfectly.
You couldn't ask for anything better, could you?
So, the Royal in a few weeks' time?
Well, we'll try our best.
But this, today, a day to remember.
I never expected this, never. The competition was so good here today, the turnout of cattle, I didn't think we'd get to where we got today.
This is it. No, it is hard to win your own section, then come through as a beef champion, and then to be the champion of champions.
It's a real feather in your cap.
That was Jonathan Quine, the Supreme Champion winner of the Southern District Agricultural Show with the Charolais Bull.
Really, I think there was anyone who begrudged Jonathan and Libby that day that prize, because it was just, when it's something unexpected like that in a way,
it really
for all them
was,
years of
wasn't it?
trying, 50 years, wow.
That is a long, long time. But the determination comes right through the younger generation there, the bunch of children around them. They've been showing the Suffolks, showing the Limousins and the Charolais. What a great turnout, and the support for the Southern District Show from a farming family. But the work and effort that goes in behind the scenes for all of those years to finally get that Supreme Championship. And he was speechless for a change.
Well done, Jonathan and your family there. Well, when it was all the awards had been announced, Kiri, you caught up with the judge for the day, Ian Farragher.
You had your work cut out. The number of good livestock, Ian.
Good, yeah. My father was asked to do it twice, and he refused to do it twice. And I had a word with my mother about it, and I said I was going to do it. So it's something different, and I think it's an honour to be picked as judge.
You're absolutely right. And what a lineup of stock there you had pulled out.
I know.
The Holstein, the beef animals, the horse.
Well, I like the beef animals, but I've always been partial to a Charolais bull, and it's just something about him, and I just liked him on the day, and that's it. He walks, but he's quiet.
He's a very modern example of the Charolais, isn't he?
I know.
Yeah.
And he walks really tremendous and everything else.
Yeah.
The dairy cow, Vicky's, she's a fantastic, everything you'd want in a dairy cow.
Yeah.
I could have picked it first, but it's just one of those things. On the day, I think the Charolais bull was just a little bit better.
Yeah, that's it. And how do you feel now? It's all over.
Relieved.
It's such a build-up, Ian. You'll have had to have kept it a secret with Simon Vivian.
I think a lot of people knew who it was, and as soon as I changed, I was told I was judge, and it was very difficult. I left it till the last minute to change, and then he all said, "Oh, he's the judge," and that's it.
But what a great show! The Southern District, Simon's done a great job this year.
He did a fantastic job, and they've got to keep it going by getting some young people to show animals and stuff like that. Because if they lose interest in it, it's just going to die a death, really, and it would be a shame to see this Southern show go.
And you've made one family very, very happy in particular.
I think. I know they said they hadn't won it before, but it's just something. I think it's just keep it. I didn't pick it because they hadn't won it before, but it's just nice to see someone different.
This is it.
I know you've had a lot of success and stuff in the past, and it's just nice to see somebody different.
It is, but with that came an abundance of children, abundance of grandchildren with Jonathan,
well, it is, I know.
and they've been in the short wool sections, the long wool sections. They've been hard trying for many years.
They've got sheep, the Suffolk sheep, and everything else, and they actually showed against me today, and that's it. And beat me. So that's it.
Oh well, nice pint now.
We've got to go to the judges' dinner later on, apparently.
Oh, well.
That's
bottle of wine instead.
The only trouble is I've got to go home and milk the cows in between.
That was Ian Farragher, the Supreme Judge for the day.
And final word of this week's programme went to the president of the Southern District Agricultural Show, Simon Vivian.
Simon was quite delighted it was over, but a lot of hard work had gone into it, and the rain had just held off for him. So a very happy Simon.
It's been a great day. I think the weather has just blown in to send everybody home, but we got everything done, and it's been a great day.
It really has. The livestock was in abundance. The people was in abundance. It was perfect weather, wasn't it? A little bit overcast, but warm.
Yeah, I think it was fantastic for the animals, to be fair. I think if it was too hot, they don't get that happy, but it's been fantastic and a great day for everyone.
And the judge in your Grand Parade final, Ian Farragher, a capable man in his own right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's shown many years, I think, with his father in the early days, and he's been a dairyman for many years too. So yeah, a good choice, I think.
Really good. But like we always say, a lot of hard work goes into putting a show on like this. It's not done overnight, Simon.
No, we've been going for about a week or more, just over a week with lifting and shifting. But it's nice to see it all come together. They've had some good hands down. Obviously, we can't do it without their volunteers. Everybody's been down, moving things around, etc., etc. But I mean, the exhibitors is where the main thing is. The stall holders and the cattle, etc. That sort of stuff is just ideal.
No, a proper team event, and it is growing year on year.
It is, yeah. I think it's a great range of things. I think there's something here for everybody. I don't think anybody could come down and not find something that they're interested in, or learn something new and find something that they didn't know they liked. So there's an awful lot going on.
That was Simon Fivian, the president of the Southern District Agricultural Show for 2019.
Well, we've squeezed in as much as we can, Kiri. Really enjoyed that Saturday, and of course it continued on the Sunday as well. We caught up with some other people, which we haven't got time for on this week's programme, so we'll slot into next week. So we'll have to leave it there, I'm afraid. We'll be back next Tuesday with more. So for me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kiri Kermode.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.